Hello students, welcome to the channel and you are watching the Ultimate English Teacher and Lecturer. Students, in this video I will discuss about the understanding the text portion of the story Silk Road by Nick Middleton, Class 11 CBSE. 1. Give reasons for the following statements. 1. The article has been titled Silk Road. Answer. The title of the article has been named on the historic Silk Road or roads. The network connected the Afro-Eurasian landmass. It established trade of Chinese silk, spices, teas and porcelain, Indian textiles, precious stones and pepper, and the Roman Empire's gold, silver, fine glassware, wine, carpets and jewels. The road was named Silk Road largely because of the silk trade with China. In the chapter, the author travels to Mount Kailash exploring the Himalayan belt in Tibet. Since the author explored this region, the chapter is titled as Silk Road. Number 2. Tibetan mastiffs were popular in China's imperial courts. Answer. Tibetan mastiffs were popular in China's imperial courts as hunting dogs. They were bought along the Silk Road in ancient times as tribute from Tibet. They were huge black dogs used as watchdogs. They explode into action like bullets. They are furious and fearless. Number 3. The author's experience at Hor was in stark contrast to earlier accounts of the place. Answer. Hor was a grim, miserable place. The dust and rocks were scattered everywhere in abundance. There was little vegetation. The place seemed unfortunate and dejected, though it sat on the shore of the Lake Manasarovar. The author was flabbergasted to realize the contrast in his experience to that of the earlier road accounts. A Japanese monk, Ikai Kawaguchi, who had arrived there in 1990s, was so moved by the sanctity of the lake that he burst into tears. The hallowed waters had a similar effect on Spain Hedian, a Swede who was not prone to sentimental outbursts. However, for the author, when he reached Ho, first he had to get 2 punctures mended. The only relaxation was the tea served by a Chinese youth in the only cafe in the town, which was constructed from badly painted concrete and had 3 broken windows. The good view of the lake through one of them helped to compensate, however. Number 4. The author was disappointed with Darchen. Answer. The author was disappointed with Darchen. The high altitude was giving him health problems. He had a bad cold and was not able to sleep at night. Since he was one of the early arrivals, there weren't any pilgrims coming to the place. The place was dusty, partially derelict and punctured by heaps of rubble and refuse. Number 5. The author thought that his positive thinking strategy worked well after all. Answer. The author was disappointed with Darchen. He also complained of bad health. Tsetan had left for Lhasa. He was feeling rather lonely with no pilgrims around. It was then he met Norbu, a Tibetan who too wanted to visit Kailash. They would be a good team as both of them were academicians who had escaped from the library. The author started talking positively and it gave him some delight and a new enthusiasm. Briefly comment on 1. The purpose of the author's journey to Mount Kailash. Answer. Nick Middleton is an Oxford professor as well as an adventurer. He follows the most difficult terrain through the Silk Road and reaches Mount Kailash. He visits the holy place to complete the Kora going around the place. 2. The author's physical condition in Darchen. Answer. The author was not physically well when he reached Darchen. His sinuses were blocked due to the cold wind at Hor and he was not able to sleep well at night. The next day, Tsetan took him to the Darchen Medical College and the doctor there gave him some medicine that gave him some relief. Number 3. The author's meeting with Norbu. Answer. The author was feeling rather lonely without Tsetan who had left for Lhasa. There were not any pilgrims at Darchen as he had reached the place much early in the season. It was then he, Norbu, who was a Tibetan and also an academician. He too was there to visit Kailash and they decided to go there together. Number 4. Tsetan's supports to the author during the journey. Answer. Tsetan was a good and efficient driver. He drove the car very carefully. During the journey, he spoke to the author giving information about the places they were visiting. He was very caring. At Darchen, when he found that the author was not well, he took him to the medical college and got medicine for him. He was a good Buddhist. Number 5. As a Buddhist, he told me he knew that it did not really matter if I passed away, but he thought it would be bad for business. Answer. Tsetan was a good Buddhist and believed that death was not the end of life. Kailash being a holy place, it would be better for him as it would take him to heaven. Then if the author would die there, it would be bad for his business as his credibility will be at stake in looking after the tourists and later he may not get any customers. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching.